Thank you.
Okay, you go get her. All right, this is the last question. You'll bring him up on stage. No, yeah, no, all right. This is the... It's the last question. You know what time it is? It's the last question. No, it's actually 3:30, but it's the very last question. That's what this is. It's the last question. Have a seat. It's the last question, everybody. This is the last question. Hang on real quick. I'm going to sing with Rob. Is that fine? Okay. It's the last question. It's the last question. Feel free to join me. It's the very last question. Come on, Misha, get it. It's the last question. If you want to sing it. Didn't make that one. Didn't make it through that one.
You want to join in?
I've heard this from backstage.
And had no idea what the hell was
happening.
happening.
No idea what was going on. This is good to know. I mean, it's peeling back the curtain and seeing the dirty things that go on.
The gross, tired bits that we continue to do.
Seeing the sausage made.
I'll allow it.
Hey, that was me and
Supernatural family, say hi to
Jessica.
Hi, Jessica.
Jessica. What is your question?
My question is, there's so many heart-wrenching scenes in the show. What is the one that got you guys the most?
oh, well.
That's a good question. That's a good one. Mish?
My declaration, sir, Cass's declaration of love that got me. It also was the scene that I had to like put myself in a little bubble and really like protect my actor self for. On Supernatural, I'm revealing something that I probably shouldn't be revealing, but I'm going to. We fucked around a lot on set.
Really?
Yeah, it's true. It's really true.
That's it.
But that was a scene and a night where I really just had to like let myself be in that scene, and it was also my last scene on the show ever. So it was Cass's goodbye. It was my goodbye to the cast and crew, and it was goodbye to a long run and a big chapter in life. It was very, very meaningful to me in a lot of ways. Rob Hader, who was our stunt coordinator, I was just like, I did something I never did on Supernatural, which is like, I just went off into a dark corner of the stages and sat on a folding chair and just like stayed in the emotional place. And Rob Hader saw me like off in the shadows, and he was like, just took care of me from a distance. He was just like making sure nobody came near me. And I never asked him to do anything. I never said a word. He was just like creating this little bubble around me. And then when for our first AD would like call us back to set, he would say, "Ready for you," and then escorted me so that nobody would like bother me. It was really, it was such a sweet thing to do. But that for me was definitely, that was it.
I had, because it was such a pivotal moment on the whole the arc of the show was Misha's last scene, Misha's goodbye, Castiel's goodbye to Dean, and I had, I don't know if I told you, I had Maisie, our assistant props. I gave her my phone and I said, will you just record some of these takes from offset? And you can hear her whimpering, literally crying while she's recording. And I've got some like, oh really? Yeah, because when you see it cut together and stuff, but it was just you and I standing there, surrounded by lights and a camera, and it was just two guys hugging it out and saying goodbye. It was really
Spade was directing, and he would come back from the monitors, and he was like, tears were coming down. Everybody was kind of crying, and it was just like, it was one of those moments that was like the end for a lot of things, for a lot of people, and it felt real. I mean, this is cheesy and it's difficult to articulate if you're not really within within the experience. But we played these characters for so long that they became a part of us. And that sounds really cheesy and actory, but it's actually true. Like when Cass was saying "I love you" and goodbye, it was like heartbreaking for me.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't discern who was like feeling the feelings at that point. And I remember, I mean, we've had conversations about this, like, you know, that dream you had about Sam and Dean at the end of the show.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
And when you told me and Jared that, all three of us teared up.
Right.
Like we became so emotionally enmeshed with these characters over time that these things actually felt really meaningful, at least to me. But I think I'm speaking for you as well.
No, and in that scene, and I remember in that scene and when, on your coverage, watching you give this beautiful performance, but I was also watching my friend say goodbye. And that was, because there were some expressions in there that weren't Castiel. And I remember seeing that, and I think that broke me more than the scene itself, was witnessing Misha's goodbye to Castiel and goodbye to the show. And that was, whew, yeah, I mean, getting misty right now just thinking about it. In the same vibe, it would have been my goodbye scene, which was, you know, very similar. It was, I didn't go away, I didn't sit anywhere because I didn't need to, because the whole crew left. And they were there for like the first take, I think, and then I saw just boxes of Kleenex and tissues being passed around. And I remember like Robin, our props, and Moira, our on-set costumes, and they like literally had to leave set because they were like just tears watching that scene. And
you also couldn't go away because you were impaled to a wall.
this is true. This is true. Yeah.
God damn it, Rob!
I didn't really have a choice on that one.
Right.
That's true. And we're back. That was a hard one, and that one certainly left, because it was you know, Jensen saying goodbye to not just Dean, but also saying goodbye to Sam, you know. And as a fan of the show, and as a fan of these brothers and these characters and these relationships, you know, that scene and the impalement scene were really difficult. I did tell Bob, who directed that finale, I said, "Listen, man, I got about 3 takes in me. I don't know if I'm gonna have much left after that, because this is gonna take it out of me." And he's like, "That's all I need." So yeah, I think I did 3 takes. And it was that was rough. What about you, Rob? What's the scene you remember the most since you're here?
I mean, in terms of emotional, you know, for all of us, that last season, there were a lot of, well, this is the last time we'll do this, this is the last time we'll do this, and it wasn't just the actors feeling it, like you said, the crew was right there also experiencing, like people would break into tears just talking about these scenes coming up that you were gonna have to shoot. And so for me, it was very emotional, even though it was like the last thing I shot was like me killing that dog. I know it's one of your favorites. I know everybody, I know, thank you, big fan of my work. But it was emotional because like, that was it. Then it was like, it was a nothing little scene, really. All I had to do was just sort of stand out in the field and be like, you know, hi or whatever, and be an asshole. And then that was it, and you came out and you kind of announced to everybody that's Rob's last scene, and like that. It was just like, you know, I'm a recurring character, so I was not there for seasons in a row, but you all are such a part of my life, you know. It was always, Supernatural was always there for me. If I needed to go back home, it was there, you know what I mean? And then to think, oh, wow, okay, it's really gone, this is it. So that for me was personally my most emotional.
The scene where we drive away from you,
Yeah.
and you're on the ground,
Yeah.
and you're you're yelling, "Don't leave me."
Don't leave me, yeah.
That was hard.
Yeah.
Because that was really kind of your goodbye scene.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
But I remember, we're like, screw you, and we get in the car and drive off. But I remember, like, Jared and I got in the car and it was like, we talked about the weight of what we're doing, like driving away, and that was a heavy moment.
That was, literally.
And you had never done that.
Yeah.
You had never gone,
There.
to that extreme
Right.
of begging and pleading and stuff, and
Yeah.
so that to hear you like screaming out as we're driving away, it was like, oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, because we're all such soldiers really on the same team, really, when it
That's
comes
it.
down to it. It's hard.
Yeah.
Leave a man down kind of thing.
it was difficult to do.
Yeah.
Thank you for your question.
Thanks.
Well, everybody, that was the last question. That was the very last question. All right, that was it. There's no more questions. That's it, Jersey. If you've got a question, write it down, drop it in the box, and we won't read it. It's the last question. Here's the last question. Easy, you want to do here's the very last question. Come on over here and pick it up. Here's the last question. There we go. That's it.
That was terrible. It was really awful. No, you nailed it. Thanks, New Jersey.
Thank you, Misha Collins and Jensen.